Imagine thinking you could say whatever you want on national television and get away with it. Well, that's exactly what the host...
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a wealth.
Imagine thinking you could say whatever you want on national television and get away with it. Well, that's exactly what the hosts of The View thought until now. It's Karoline Leavitt, a rising political figure. It's not just clapping back. She's hitting The View where it hurts the most, in the courtroom. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse for them, Joe Rogan stepped in, and let's just say he did not hold back. So what did The View say that was so bad? Why is Karoline suing for a jaw-dropping $800 million? And how did Joe Rogan completely obliterate them in a way that has the internet talking? Stay tuned, because you don't want to miss this.
There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with it.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
For years, The View has been known for its outspoken, and let's be honest, sometimes unhinged, takes on politics. But this time, they crossed the line.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
During a recent episode, Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin went after Karoline Leavitt in a way that was not only demeaning, but also outright false. They didn't just question her ability to do her job, they reduced her success to one thing: her looks. Joy smugly suggested that the only reason she was hired was that Trump thinks she's a 10. Sunny, of course, jumped in, trying to frame Karoline as privileged, despite her well-documented hard work and accomplishments. Whoopi Goldberg. She just sat there nodding along, because apparently, that's all she does these days. But here's where The View made their biggest mistake. They underestimated Karoline Leavitt.
While I vow to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boom. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
Instead of playing their game, Karoline did something no one expected. She fought back. Not with just words, but with legal action. She slapped The View with an $800 million defamation lawsuit. Let that sink in. $800 million. Why? Because she's not about to let a bunch of TV hosts destroy her reputation with baseless claims. And now, The View is in full panic mode. ABC executives are reportedly scrambling, trying to do damage control. Insiders claim they never thought Karoline would actually sue, and now they're desperate to find a way out of this mess. But here's where it gets even juicier. Joe Rogan just entered the chat, and what he said next shook the internet.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a wealth. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of a way to get it down. The episode of you when you're on The View, when you were running for president.
Right. Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
We love it.
They're talking about you in such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Trump.
Yeah. He tends to just...
Oh, Rogan doesn't hold back, and this time was no different. On his podcast, he absolutely destroyed Sunny Hostin and The View. If you average out the IQ of The View hosts, you're not hitting triple digits, he said. Sunny's dumb. I mean, certainly not the brightest person, is what she just said. It makes no sense. It's just silly. And he didn't stop there. Rogan went on to say that The View is nothing more than a rabies-infested henhouse, a place where the loudest one wins and facts don't matter, the internet. Loved it. Within minutes. Hashtag cancel TheView and hashtag Joe Rogan exposes The View started trending. People flooded social media, calling out The View for their hypocrisy. One viral comment summed it up best. The View preaches feminism, but the second woman doesn't agree with them, they tear her down. What a joke. It's not just bad press anymore, it's a full-blown nightmare. For The View, ABC executives are reportedly terrified of this lawsuit.
There are also calls today for The View to go next when you've got hosts like Whoopi Goldberg spitting when she's speaking about Donald Trump. Look at this.
No, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
That's on the ABC, of course, but what a class act. I mean, speaking about Donald Trump, you can't make this stuff up. Should The View go next?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Sunny Hostin has faced challenges or she's been in trouble, let's say, by executives at ABC for some of these smears and lies that she spread. There needs to be some level of accountability with these talk show hosts. People tune in to left-wing networks. They expect to get a left-wing talking point. But what they shouldn't expect or what we shouldn't treat as normal is the fact that there is nothing but denigration and maligning of characters.
At this point, The View knows they're in serious trouble.
Sources say they're considering settling, but Karoline isn't budging. And now, even some of The View's biggest advertisers are reconsidering their deals. And then there's Sunny Hostin. Her credibility is tanking, and inside sources claim ABC is this close to cutting her loose to save face. Even Whoopi Goldberg, who usually has something to say about everything, is suspiciously quiet. The big question now, could this be the end of The View as we know it?
And the Democrats are in complete disarray because they have become a globalist party who like to spend taxpayer dollars on useless priorities just to cater to the left's demands here at home.
Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit is exposing The View like never before. And with Joe Rogan putting them on blast, it's becoming clearer by the day mainstream media can't just say whatever they want without consequences anymore. So what do you think? Did Joe Rogan go too far? Or was his roast 100% deserved? Is Karoline's lawsuit the wake-up call The View needed? And should a BC finally clean house after this disaster? Drop a comment below. We're reading ALL of them. And before you go, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. For 10 years of good luck, because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.